7 of Texas history, and we've got company. He may start meowing again. He is getting a little frustrated with mommy not paying attention to him. Let's go ahead and show him in all of his glory for a second. If I can get him in camera. There he is. Say Fod. Okay. Yeah, now he's being typical cat, and he's not going to pay attention to us. And ignore my stack of cigarettes. Pretend like you didn't see that, because eventually I will quit. Just not right now. Now we're getting into the part of Texas history that I'm very into, that I know a lot about. I mean, you can see a little bit of that in the last video, because I have more commentary on it, because this is stuff that I've actually really looked into. And here we go. The Texas War for Independence. Yeehaw! And between 1833 and 1834, the Convention of 1833 had they called it that because it started in 1833. Anyway, drafted a resolution requesting Mexico to roll back many of its new laws, to have Mexican allow U.S. immigration into Texas, and to provide protection from Native Americans, and to exempt Tejas from all the anti-slavery laws that Mexico did actually have at the time. They also wanted Mexico to improve the mail service, and they wanted to separate Texas from Coahuila because they felt like they were two different areas that had nothing in common, and they really didn't. They didn't even have the same, like, agriculture growing there, the same type of animals growing there, the same, I mean, in terms of the time, they were really different, and they should not have really ever been stuck together to govern, because they are two totally different, like, types of land. It would be like trying to say that Scotland and Wales needs to have the exact same type of laws and rules and regulations for everything, whenever obviously those both have two different, you know, that they have two different economies, two different everything. Well, that was the same thing between Texas and Coahuila, and the reason why Texans wanted Coahuila separated from them. And during this convention, Stephen F. Austin and Dr. James B. Miller presented the resolution to General Santa Anna, and this led to Austin being imprisoned in Mexico City. Some laws were rolled back. Texas was not guaranteed statehood, like, at all. Like, they're like, no, y'all are Coahuila y Tejas, and that's it. That's the way you're staying. And thousands of Americans immigrated to Tejas. And then in 1835, there was a slave rebellion. 100 slaves attempted to seize land along the Brazos River. The leaders were caught, and they were whipped and then hung. They weren't just whipped or hung. They were whipped and then hung. Like, I mean, seriously, I love Texas history. I love being a Texan. But some of our history is completely effed up. Like, ugh, seriously. On October 7th, 1835, was the come and take it. War was declared by Stephen F. Austin. That's exactly what he said. The Battle of Gonzales, Mexicans tried to seize the town's cannon, which they used to defend from Native Americans. And Colonel John H. Moore rolled out the cannon under a flag that said, "Come and take it." And of course, I mean, they were smart. The Mexicans retreated. They're like, nah, we're not going to try to take this cannon right now. On October 9th, 1835, Samuel McCulloch Jr. Was a free man of color, and he took up arms to fight for Texas. And you'll find that a lot in Texas history. There were actually, even though there weren't that many free men of color and free women of color, they did, the ones that were here, they didn't want to be Mexicans. They wanted to be Texans. They again, it was the whole, like, if most of the population is not the same as the government, and I don't mean like race-wise or anything like that, I mean like in what they think needs to be the important part of being governed, how can you expect for them to be fine with what they were doing? If that makes any sense. Like, I don't know, it's just really hard for me to understand why all these wars were fought. I mean, if the people that live there don't want you to be their government, then maybe you should move along before you start fighting. I mean, but that's just my take on it. Anyway, that's the end for today. We are going to actually stop with Samuel McCulloch Jr. And I will talk to y'all again later. DFTBA. I love you guys. Bye.